Good evening and welcome to another Gamestyle Live. You may have missed us last week and you might have seen that there's stuff to do outside because, we've taken over your lives.
On a Wednesday evening, there's so much rock and roll, balls to the wall, neck deep, amazing stuff to do in the world on a Wednesday evening.
There is. That's why you stay in and listen to us. The man you just heard talking is, of course, Steve, and he's the reason we wasn't here last week. How you doing, Steve?
I'm great. I'm tickety boo, me. Yeah, fantastic.
You've moved your ladders. I'm quite impressed.
No, I'm not. I turned the camera to the left slightly.
Oh, fair enough.
For the people that listen to us audio, so you know.
Okay.
Rio's still there though. Rio's fine.
And seemingly haven't. He just doesn't seem to have moved for 2 weeks because he's in exactly the same position as he always is.
There's no shelves behind me. The shelves
are joined by Andrew. I'm talking about Andrew, not you.
Andrew. Oh right.
He's just in exactly the same position as he was 2 weeks ago.
What he does is he goes to work and then comes back and then just sits in front of his laptop like that for like the 4 hours before he goes to bed.
No, I only use my laptop at this time. The rest of the time I'm on my PC, which links us quite neatly to
the theme of this week's chat.
Console gaming. Xbox One. What?
Well, give or take, to be honest.
It's much of a muchness.
The lines are blurring. It's PC gaming this week, which is quite apt. I don't know how we got onto it to be this week, but I've just been sorted out a new PC from work, which means I can start playing games that I've built up on my Steam account without my computer going, please don't
Please don't
me
beat
anymore.
me. Don't beat me, sir. Not again.
And I'm sure it's something with Andrew wanting to do PC gaming, so yeah. Why, Andrew? Why?
It was a GDC thing, really. There was a little vague, tiny, little maybe hope that we could start this episode by saying, "Oh, you remember Half-Life? That was really good with its
God.
smoke and mirrors, and it's great shooting, and what a game." Although it went off a bit towards the end. Then Half-Life 2 came out. That were a bit shit. But Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 2 wasn't shit. Sure.
You are a miserable bastard, Andrew. You really are.
You're younger than both of us, and all you do is fucking moan.
Half-Life 2 was a quite fun puzzle game and an appalling shooter.
Appalling. If you think that Half-Life 2 was an appalling shooter, then you must have played... Your bar must be so high that you need a ladder to get to it, because
clearly his bar isn't that high because he wanted to give Game of the Year to Drive Club.
I tell you what, I'll forgive that 3 or 4 months of it being completely and utterly shagged, and it's my Game of the Year.
Half-Life bit shit.
Half-Life 2 is shit. Half-Life is good.
Oh, God. Jesus. Anyway, so it's completely irrelevant because Half-Life 3 is never, ever coming. We are never going to get it. Valve don't care. They're too busy making money off hats and fucking items in Dota and all that other cliche bullshit that gets wheeled out every time somebody gets a sniff of Half-Life 3. It's not going to happen. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.
No,
they just plan little ways to troll the fans. So
They do.
Someone gets paid to make little bits, little seeds of it's coming. Scheduling their conference. The rumours about it being scheduled for the
it was
3
a
o'clock
talk
on the
about physics,
and it was a talk about physics. And there's the people going, but it's just perfect. It has to be. It has to be.
Basically, Valve are becoming Skynet, and they're becoming self-aware. And they're basically just gonna troll the living shit out of everybody until the end of time. It's gone beyond. It's actually gone beyond Duke Nukem now, because it got to the point with Duke Nukem nobody gave a crap, and then it came out and people went, I'm just gonna play it even though it's awful. It's been through like 10 developers and God knows what else.
So is it gonna be Half-Life 3: Rise of the Steam Machines?
Oh Jesus! Oh Christ knows. But it's So that the opening to today's show was scuppered due to the fact that Valve did precisely exactly what everybody expected them to do, and to not announce Half-Life 3.
Yeah, it's not a massive. My favourite thing that I've seen about it this time was someone said perhaps the guy who was having to do the physics presentation lost a bet, and that's why they timed it at 3 o'clock. Which is just imagine. I bet you that I could do this. I bet you can't. Okay, what do you bet? Well, I bet this. Well, we bet that you'll do that on then, and you'll get every single person in the universe looking at you as you explain really, really, really complicated physics.
So, maths.
Yeah. But, relatedly, one of the good things that has come out of GDC this time, relatedly because it's about selling hats, is that now you can use Unity for essentially free to make games.
Yeah.
You can use Unreal Engine essentially free for making games.
Yeah.
And you can use Source 2 essentially free for making games. And Unreal's engine has got I don't know if you've seen the new Unreal tournament, the kind of it's not a real game, but it sort of is.
I read about it. I thought it was an upgrade. I thought it was like a big overhaul thing.
It seems to be basically a test ground.
Well, basically, I watched a rival website video to do with large explosive devices, doing an unfinished look at
You get down on your knees often enough for them, and you say their name so you can say it, Bradley.
I know. It's only because I'm going to break out my nondescript Belgium apple drink. But no, it's Giant Bomb. I watched their unfinished quick look at it, and yeah, it's kind of like, oh, Unreal Tournament, and then they basically went on just to describe how it's just downloading a client to do with the Unreal Engine, and that just so happens to be part of it.
Yeah, it's a very nice thing, but you can make hats to sell yourself. They've basically outsourced Valve's hat selling business, which is quite nice, to be honest, because it gets people using the editor.
Well, Valve. I don't know if this is right, but it just sounds in my head. It sounded right. It's like Valve, more than anybody in the mobile gaming industry, have made free-to-play profitable, except maybe Rovio and Angry Birds, because it's like, Team Fortress is free-to-play, Dota is free-to-play, it's unfathomable, but it's free-to-play, but they're making out like fucking bandits because they've gone, hey, all you people, here's some tools, make some stuff, and you can sell it and you get a cut. And then they're sat there like Scrooge McFucking Duck diving through their money bin because they've managed to get people to not to do their job for them, because obviously the game has to be strong enough to get anywhere in the first place, but they've been so clever about it, and it has to be applauded. It really does, because they've made it. I mean, I've never read anybody kind of shake their fist and scream at the sky and go, "Damn you, Valve, for being so evil." It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, the brilliant thing about Valve as well is they pretty much are evil. They do a lot of the stuff that Microsoft wanted to do. They do, a lot of stuff that gets bemoaned over the last few years with regards to going into this gen. Valve already do. They're a digital-only platform. You're tied to them for what you buy through them, and you need to be online for checks and stuff like that. You can do family sharing. You can't trade games that you've registered, so you're stuck with those games and everything as well. And people go,
stuck with those games forever.
I'm stuck with them. The 350 in my library. What am I going to do with the
675?
But people slightly got a bit aggrieved with them when you couldn't just click a button to redeem a code on the Humble store. Whereas if that was Sony or that was Microsoft, there would be blood. There would be fanboys from each of the others going, "You scum!"
It's all about expectations, though. It's like I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I've said this before in writing or if I said it on one of the podcasts or something, but the PC ecosystem is so different in so many ways to the console ecosystem. You can't compare them.
No.
because Steam is so entrenched in PC gaming. I mean, and to a lesser extent, Uplay and Origin and the upcoming Windows 10 stuff. Because Game for Windows Live worked so well.
That was brilliant, brilliant.
Amazing. But it's like the PC gamers have kind of accepted it a long time ago. And it's probably a lot to do with the psychology of a PC, because you try and get people, Joe Public, out on the street and try to explain about that you need a 550 watt PSU and you need to spend a bit more on it, so you got enough, so it's actually a decent one that's not going to pop on you, and then what the benefit of having this RAM over that RAM and processor, do an i5, do I have an i7? It's like you can't explain that to people who just can buy an Xbox One, plug it in and play. You can't make them understand that until they make it so it's completely and utterly idiot proof. Maybe the digital future that we're all expecting isn't going to take off for a lot longer than we thought. But with Steam and that, if you buy a PC, it's like I still have physical media, but it's been in the loft and moved from loft to loft for the past 5-6 years, something like that.
Well, when I ordered my PC, I didn't quite get the one I wanted. It got me a bloody AMD one rather than an Intel one, but yeah. But I was having a look through it and going, I was looking, going, I might as well just remove the DVD drive or replace it with a Blu-ray drive. I was looking and just went, it's not worth it. Just go with the default. It's going to save me about £1 to remove it, but it's going to cost me about 20 quid extra to put a Blu-ray in. I was like, I'm not bothered with that.
The thing is, if you buy a Blu-ray drive, I mean, my mate gave me a Blu-ray drive because at that time I didn't have a PS4 upstairs to watch Blu-rays. And so I get a Blu-ray drive, I'm like, yay, Blu-ray drive, right? And I put Blu-ray, it's like, right, you need a player for this. I'm like, oh right. So Windows Media Player. Yeah, Windows Media Player don't do it, and so I'm like, right, okay, I'll go looking for a player. I couldn't find a free one, and cheapest one was like 80 quid. It's like, I could buy a fucking Blu-ray player and plug it into my monitor.
See, I remember the days when DVD first came about on these things, and you had to buy the DVD player to watch the DVD.
Power DVD.
Yeah, there was one of them. I think it was literally one of them that cost a fortune that allowed you to change the region. But there were others that you could change the region, but you could only change it once.
Yep.
And it permanently changed the region, which was gutting because I had one Region 1 DVD and a whole bunch of like Region 2 DVDs. And it was like, right, okay. And yeah, I just went, I don't want to watch films on my computer anymore.
No. It's just you can walk into like B&M bargains and buy the cheapest, nastiest DVD player, and you can guarantee you can hack it for Region 1 in about 30 seconds. Whereas if you bought a Panasonic or a Sony one, you'd have to get a 40 quid remote, an engineer's remote. I'm like, it's just. This is PC gaming. Sorry, we're talking about something else.
No, we've got to go on that. My first multi-region DVD player I got was advertised in the paper, and it was the one sponsored by Jeremy Beadle. Played like 2 semi-known films. I wouldn't say they was good films, and then about 48 pieces of crap starring Brian Dennehy.
Yeah, there was Brian Dennehy.
Brian Dennehy was in everything. Everything at the time. He was that generation's fucking Nicolas Cage. But it's
fame.
But it came with like just this slip of paper that just said basically press menu, press up, left, 1, 4, 9, 6, and you're like, but multi-region.
Yep. And I wish I'd thought on about it. Anyway. So yeah, having DVD players and Blu-ray players in your PC is fucking pointless because you just download everything. But GDC, yes. So Valve being the evil overlords of the PC universe and kind of being themselves. And one thing that I never understood, but it's one thing that the zealots really kind of get my ire with, and that's the whole thing of plugging your PC into your TV. There's this big thing about how any right-thinking person would have their PC in their front room and plugged into the TV and blah 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 blah. Which I don't get, because it's bad enough that you've more likely than not got 2 or 3 consoles under your TV, plus a DVD player stroke amp, probably a Skybox stroke Freeview box. It's like, do you really want another 2-foot fucking carbuncle sat next to your TV, with another HDMI socket and a switcher and cables and power and noise and oh Jesus, I'll shove my thumbs into my fucking
never
eyes.
known so many cables come out of one box.
it's like just vomiting cables.
I'm sorry, they are ugly as well.
Yeah,
a PC is ugly. The one I had was god awful. The one I've got now, it's a beast of a machine compared to what I've ever had. PC people probably look at me and go, "This piece of shit," but to me, it's the best PC I've ever owned because it plays stuff.
At some point in the last 4 or 5 years, PCs just grew by about a foot. And I think it was just so that we could tell people that they could buy slightly smaller ones, which are actually about the size of what a PC should be. 2008, 2009, PCs had shrunk down to, yay be yay, reasonable size, and then, like, the year after that, boom! Suddenly I could live in my PC. I could actually live in it.
It's a stage we go through.
It'd be lovely and warm as well.
The stages we go through. We've done it with consoles. We've done it with phones. Phones were getting to like tiny little things, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're going to be really tiny. Just put me in. That's going to be the phone of the future." Now we're carrying around bloody PCs.
I'm going to say
they're getting that big.
The thing is, I blame the fucking modding scene for the size of the towers. You see, it's like my tower is about 5 years old, and it's the size of the fucking obelisk from the beginning of 2001. It's absolutely huge. And I built my nephew, not Christmas just gone, Christmas before, I built him a PC for his Christmas present. And it was just a mini ATX case, and it's like literally like half the size. And it's still got like the same size graphics card and stuff, but it's like, and it still cools as well, but this one, it's, Jesus. And it weighs a ton. The fan is the processor fan looks like it came out of a car. I mean,
everything looks like it came out of a car. It scares me. PCs scare me. I'm not, a technophobe or anything like that. I love technology, but PCs scare the living bejesus out of me. It was the idea.
I didn't notice that at all.
When I opened up my PC to put a hard drive in it, which apparently is the simplest thing ever.
It is.
What no one told me was when someone custom builds you a PC and they tuck away all the wires nicely, and you need to get them out, I don't know if that's dangerous, if I'm going to break something. Are they sturdy? I'm performing a surgery here, so it's just like I'm ripping out someone's intestines to get to the heart or something. So I've finally done that, and I was missing one of the cables, so I had to go and rag that out of my old PC. That was dusty, so I had to give it a good clean. Jesus Christ, the dust. But they're scary. And when I'm going through, is this a decent PC? I've got Andrew telling me, going, "Oh, no, it's not a good PC. Because it's just, all that's good for is Football Manager."
That's exactly what I sound like.
It's a piece of shit.
It's not
a Football Manager. And so I'm going, oh my god, he's just ordered it. It's a piece of crap. It's only going to run. I wanted it to run at least Crisis or something like that. No, it's only going to run Football Manager. And
I just said it can run Football Manager really well.
I could run Football Manager on my shitty old laptop I had when I was in college.
This is the problem. This is the problem. Actually, no, it's not the problem. It's my problem with PC gaming. My problem with PC gaming is that all the games I want to play on my PC that look really nice and sparkly and shit like that, I can play on my Xbox One or my PlayStation 4. So the things I want to play on my PC are the stuff I can't get on my PS4 and Xbox One, like Sunless Sea, Faster Than Light,
Elite Dangerous.
What? Elite Dangerous up until...
We'll get to that in a minute.
But so you kind of get, but so all the like super monstrous games, I'm not interested in playing on my PC. So I've got this beast of a PC that's just being used for.
Thomas was alone.
No, because I've got that on Vita.
Mate, yeah, it wasn't me. Me.
But no, it's like, I mean, I wish I could find something on it that I want to play on it. But I'm just one of them people that thinks if I'm going to play a game, I want to play it in my front room, on my settee, on my 15-inch TV, and just with my surround sound. And I can't get that same thing from on my 24-inch monitor upstairs with 2.1 and stuff like that. Especially seeing as even and it's such a little thing, but like the DualShock 4 and the Xbox One controller, and I know you can use them on the PC, but I've got like a Xbox 360 controller. I never realised that how poorly made the Xbox 360 controller actually is compared to the new ones. It's really shit. It's absolutely atrocious. I'm like, this. I used to think this pad was like the greatest thing since the Saturn pad, and now it's just really wonky and crap. Anyway,
you see, that is the main difference between me and the other humans that I hear about.
Humans, the other peasants, the other.
My first console was the Game Gear, because it didn't use the main TV. It was a sat by the plug play on Game Gear.
I'm sorry, Andrew. I didn't realise you were so hard done by in your gaming infancy. I'm ever so sorry.
Yeah, but then my second gaming machine was a 486 PC. So.
What was the first game on your 486 PC? Then?
It was Lotus Turbo Challenge.
Oh, was it? Oh, amazing.
Yeah, and Premier Manager 2 and Zool 2.
Zool 2?
Did it run Premier Manager 2 really well?
Yeah, pretty well. I played Premier Manager 2 until it was up to 2041 in the game seasons.
See, my Spectrum could do Football Manager games. It's not.
No, it could. Oh, shut up. Did you try
Football Manager?
Football Director 2. Oh, excuse me, and Void of Rovers. That was good.
Football Manager's ridiculously CPU intensive.
I'm gonna say,
I don't mean Football Manager. Those Football Manager genre games.
It used to be that Football Manager ran on a calculator, but as it got, basically the spreadsheet got bigger and bigger, it needed more bloody processing power.
It's a ridiculously complicated game these days. But pretty much from then, a Mega Drive not long after, probably a couple of years afterwards. But I'd say most of my gaming has been done on computers. I've had a gaming PC since 1993, 1994.
Fucking hell.
And so, I mean, when I was 10, I was memorizing sound card addresses and things, and port 220, IRQ5, DMA1, and fiddling about with EMS memory and XMS memory because X-Wing needed one and Monkey Island needed another, and
bloody hell.
And all the games that I played, we've got like shareware discs and things. And we're playing things like 1+4, which is a brilliant game that no one's played because it's just an obscure PC beat 'em up. Absolutely brilliant. And that they released a kind of awful sequel to about 10 years afterwards, which was not good. It looks good, to be fair, but yeah, it was
great. As long as it looks good.
It was a 3D thing, and it was awful. And yeah, so I was playing like basically the history of games in shareware form, with just subtly renamed a game called Meteor, which was basically asteroids with teleporting, which was genius. So you could warp around the.
Yeah, I want to say I know that, but you see, before PCs there was like the Acorns at school, and we used to have Lander and a 3-level Wolfenstein demo that you had to play before the teacher turned up to class, because otherwise he'd just kick your ass for putting shareware on the fucking Acorns or whatever. But yeah, no PCs. I remember when I had my Spectrum and then Mega Drive, the bloke who used to get me the Spectrum games completely legitimately. Cough.
Is it the same as the old fellow who used to invite me into his house?
No,
yeah, pretty much. Thing is, my excuse was that my parents ran a pub and he used to go in the pub, and therefore there was a legitimate thing there, rather than your creepy ass fucking old
inviting me in off the street,
was grooming you. Very, very weird. But yeah, he used to give me, and I went around to his house and he was playing Doom. and it was astonishing. It's a very cliche thing to say, but it's astonishing. It ran in 3D, and you shot the gore and blood, and amazing, and it was fantastic.
Oh, and running around the walls, pressing enter to see which wall.
Where's the secret? Where's the secret? Where's the secret? Yeah, that was great. That was
That's
awesome.
pure gameplay.
Yeah.
Pure gameplay.
Yeah.
That's what they had in the old days. They had
You see,
doors.
in my day, we didn't have none of this game facts and none of these clues as to where things were. We had to run around for half an hour pressing enter on all bloody walls.
It's
Those are the
yeah,
days
I
you
mean-
get pulled in a bush.
and go home and play Doom. It's yeah. I mean, that's one thing that annoys me tangentially. When people say, "Do you remember Duke Nukem?" That was almost as good as Quake. When I think Duke Nukem, I think the 2D platformer that was a bit average. Then I think Duke Nukem 2 was really improved. That was a cracker of a game, Duke Nukem 2. And Duke Nukem 3D is this new Fathom thing that's from the future.
You really are 32 going on 50, aren't you? I swear to God.
I knew full well that when we got onto this topic, I would not come across as a young person.
You come across. The thing is, we're both older than you, and it's like you are the most curmudgeonly miserable. But you do it. Oh.
I'm not miserable.
No, you're not miserable. I do apologise now. You're not miserable. But there is typically of your northernness is that there's a very much an air of in my day about you.
It was though. It's so much. It's one of those little eras of gaming that doesn't really get remembered very well, because the trouble with PCs is that you don't have people having the same chunk of memories as everyone else. Is that when we talk about the Saturn, we're all talking about the same machine, it had the same games available.
Yeah.
But me starting to play on a PC in 1993 is not that different to someone who started playing on a PC in 1991, and not that different from someone who started playing in 1995. But that little chunk of games, because I mean, 1995, you've got Windows 95 coming out, and you've got rid of all the DOS stuff, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that becomes a completely different set of memories, and there's no real boundary between them, which makes it hard for people to kind of get together and say, the top 10 games of PC were
Grand Prix 2.
X-Wing, clearly
I
X-Wing.
was going to say that generally, when you're talking about the dawn of PC gaming, X-Wing generally gets thrown up.
Yeah.
Windows 3.1 and all that. But no, it's. I remember when my sister's then other half got his similar 486 kind of thing, and there was like Monkey Island and Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark was a revelation. That was kind of. I mean, you look at it now and it's obviously a joke. You go, what is this? Especially if you play PT on PS4. But Alone in the Dark was. I interestingly tried to play PT twice, had to pass it off both times.
Why?
I had to get to my other half.
You got scared?
Yeah. Fucking shit it.
I got a bit nervous playing it. I didn't get scared. See, I don't get scared. I think I'm sure I've told you before. The only horror film that has ever scared me is Nightmare on Elm Street, because it's in your dreams, so it can happen. PT, no, it's fine. See, if someone made a survival horror based in someone's dreams, fuck. Especially if it was done with clowns, that would terrify me.
I don't get why people hate clowns. I mean, they're fine.
I think it's because they're all serial killers. I think that's
not
what.
Not all.
I'd say
Clowns eat children.
There's absolutely no evidence that Ronald McDonald's murdered anybody.
If there's
He's
any,
good at hiding the evidence. He feeds them to everyone else in burgers.
if there's any company that's responsible for a lot of juvenile deaths,
It's
McDonald's.
We would like
just
to.
done it really slowly with cholesterol.
Our lawyers would like to point out that we are not in any way accusing McDonald's Corporation of any kind of wrongdoing and their mascot in any murderous, litigious kind of.
He kills children and then puts them in a Big Mac.
That's not how it is. It's not Russia. Shut up.
I just like to
Start on
point
the
out on
Russians.
behalf of our lawyers that Russia is lovely.
Oh, we're going to war anyway. Shut up.
And Valve, we love Valve.
We love
Valve are
Valve
great
as
as
well.
well. They're
The
not
thing is,
evil.
It kind of strikes me as when we have these podcasts is that people like to hear people moan, and so we kind of go, things are a bit rubbish. But it's like I adore everything about PC gaming. I just prefer console gaming. I think.
I haven't got a problem with PC gaming, but I can pinpoint the exact time that I decided consoles were for me and not PCs. And I got a shitty old rental PC to use because when I was at school to do some GCSE stuff on, that was shit. And I said to me, Dad, I need a decent PC so I can do my graphic design course at college. So she took me to PC World, and we
that
spoke
was
to
the
the person.
moment.
Right there. When
Pretty much, yeah. Took me to PC World, and the person said, "What are you going to be doing on it?" And I said, because obviously my name was there, I didn't want to say gaming. I didn't want to go, "I'm going to be gaming," but I'd say to her, a lot of graphics heavy stuff. There might be a lot of moving images and graphic design work and stuff like that. So I need something that's got a decent graphics card, because that's something I heard someone say. And my name got pointed to this Packard Bell. Was it Packard Bell? Hewlett Packard computer, sorry. That had a fairly decent processor in it for the time. It was an Intel, and I believe it was a Pentium at the time. This was after my 486, which I probably had a 486. You know, sort of like when the Spectrum era was, but everyone else had a Dreamcast. It was almost like that old. But anyway, they showed one to me now, and it had a integrated graphics card. And those are words that haunt me and will continue to haunt me until the day I die. Because I tried to play a game on it, and the computer literally laughed at me. It went no.
Beep beep. The thing is, it's not much has changed in the intervening 15 years or whatever.
I'll tell you one thing my PC did. I genuinely don't think it was a virus. I think it just happened that every single icon on the 3.11 desktop started launching the calculator.
You know what? I'd like to think it's something a bit more fantastical, like future you wants to get back past you, and so you travel back in time and changed all the shortcut X's to calculator just to fuck with yourself.
It just stopped again as well. Future me clearly was like, oh, sorry. It was the strangest thing.
Future you going, I remember that podcast he recorded. It was a bit crap.
A bit crap.
But if I go back and give Andrew an anecdote,
do you know what? This
3.1
needs time travel. That's what it needs.
Yeah. So well done, future Andrew.
Excellent
this podcast being crap.
Future Andrew. It's PC gaming sat at a computer with mouse and keyboard is just the most normal way to play games. Playing shooting with a pad feels slightly odd. I don't think I've ever played an FPS with a pad on my PC. When I finished my GCSEs, I think, my days were get up at about 10 a.m. and for 2 hours play Half-Life, and then my brother would get up. No, Half-Life was good. Half-Life was brilliant. And then my brother would get up at about 12, and then we'd play Football Manager till about 7 o'clock when my parents got home, without a break.
Okay.
And then we'd have some food. Then we might do a bit of Football Manager.
You see, my PC.
Well, Championship Manager.
I got my PC. I was really late. I got my PC in 2000 because I was at uni and I needed a PC for graphic design and Photoshop and whatnot. And so obviously one of the first things I did was went out and bought Rainbow Six because I'd heard things about it from Virgin Megastore. An hour and a half later, I was walking back to Virgin Megastore and returning it because it was fucking awful. I had no idea how to play the bloody.
Oh, it's a complicated game.
Oh, it's like but so instead,
It's like Frozen Synapse. Frozen, what is it called? Is it called
What?
Frozen Synapse?
Frozen Synapse.
synapse, whatever.
Yeah.
We're not doctors, whatever. But it's
yeah, it's like that, but from first person and with extra. Oh, it's a hell of a game, man. It's a hell of a game.
Yeah. But then my kind of my first personal real PC game in memory, not playing on other people's PC, because like I remember when my mate got a Voodoo 3D card.
Oh my word!
Yeah, and he got
Flash.
I can't remember. It wasn't Mega Race. It was a different 3D racer that had loops in it. No, I can't remember what it was called. But we played that, and we fucking played that. It was awful, obviously, but it was fantastic at the same time. Because it was so clean. It was so clean, and it ran, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This is awesome. My first personal PC gaming was Carmageddon 2. Which Carmageddon Reincarnation is pretty much encapsulated, and so I'm kind of conflicted in the whole. This is absolutely amazing, and I'm like 21 years old again, and this is awful because nothing's happened in the last 15 years. And it's like, so it's,
I got the first Carmageddon.
97, wasn't it?
From BT's, I think.
My word!
I'm pretty sure that was one of the very last games that. Well, it wasn't from BT's. It was from Future Reality next to BT's.
I was going to say, if it was BT's, was it one on Pinston Street or was it one in Meadow Hall?
It was the one in Meadow Hall with virtual reality next to it that had the VR pod set up in the middle.
Yeah, it's now Curtis Geiger, apparently.
Yeah, probably.
I don't get this because I'm from down south.
Yeah, fucking down south.
I'm just gonna.
I've got no idea. I've got big northern whippets and black cats and black pudding.
I don't like black pudding. It's rank.
I know. That's why. Shut up. Anyway, sorry. Beaties. Go on, Andrew.
Yeah, I think I got that from there. And on the day that it shut, I got Tempest X for $2.98, I think. That's a cracking game.
Brilliant.
I don't know. It's a long time before most people did PC gaming, as far as kind of our generation's concerned. I think it makes me quite odd.
Our generation.
Because in them days, people didn't have the means of getting. Unless you had a job, you didn't have a PC. Unless you had a job or rich parents, sorry. So basically, you're a spoiled twat.
No, it was ridiculous. I think my parents spent £600 on the printer.
Was it a dot matrix printer? Was it dot matrix?
No, it was
Bubble Jet. Please tell me it was Bubble Jet.
No, it was a desk jet. It was quite posh.
I remember getting a Bubble Jet, and that just
was it the size of the Death Star?
Yes.
That's no moon. It's a printer.
It had its own gravitational.
What I remember in those days, you had the inkjet, the bubble jet, and the laser printers, and the bubble jet just sounded like the most wankiest of all of them. It just sounded a bit crap. Bubble jet.
Yeah, Packard renamed it to a desk jet. The desk jet 500 for any fans checking us out today.
Cheers, shout out to the desk jet massive eye in it, whatever.
But it was. Yeah, they just made a decision, as far as I know, that it would be a good idea for me to know what a computer was. I didn't.
Here, we've bought you a football management simulator. Your life is now ruined. Congratulations.
No, that's what I've got. I've got the football management simulator.
Oh, shut up. You can play Arkham Asylum. Shut up.
With my I've got 8 cores. I don't even know what that does. Do I need 8 cores?
What it does is it knocks Football Manager square out of the park. That's a really good joke. No, it's a really good joke because the American baseball simulator is called
Out of the Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eastside Hockey Manager is also still a game that used to run on the old Football Manager engine around the time it swapped from Championship Manager to Football Manager.
Yeah,
On the Championship Manager, on the Championship Manager thing, it was the one thing we used to do. I had a shit time at school, as if you've read any articles about, I had. The only thing I enjoyed at school was in my last 2 years of GCSE in graphic design. We had one computer, and it was in a cupboard. I don't know why it was in a cupboard, but graphic design.
Oh God, this is another Brad story.
And about
Please
four
don't
of
use
us.
the word spectrum in the next sentence.
No, about 4 of us would pile into this cupboard, shut and lock the door so no one could get in, and load up Championship Manager 92-93
Oh, it's a great.
and play that for 80 minutes solid because it was a double lesson. I somehow got an A star in graphic design.
There's a moral to this story. Everyone should play Championship Manager.
There's more to this story. Everyone got an A star in graphic design. Let's turn up.
Yeah.
I tell you something I did. I was the very first time I've ever done this in my life, and I've not done it that much since either.
What's
I
cool?
was there. It's not that.
Do that all the
I
time.
was there on the release day of Championship Manager 3. That was the first game I bought on the day it came out. I went to Meadow Hall. I went to the Electronics Boutique and bought Championship Manager 3.
Wow.
Did they? Because they went through. It used to be main game, 2 season updates.
Yeah.
Main game, 2 season updates. Main game, didn't it?
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
you don't like Championship Manager 2, and then Championship Manager 2,
It's-
97, 98, or whatever. And then
before expansion packs were a thing, they were expansion packs. So.
at full price.
Yeah.
Now they just don't even. They just pretend that they're new ones each time rather than admitting that
I tell
they're
you-
expansion packs. They still do the same thing though. It's exactly.
It's basically the FIFA Legacy Edition that you get on the Vita.
If there was one thing that we could guarantee would sell on PC when I worked in a shop, it was Football Manager.
Champ Manager.
No, football. Well, Champ Manager was a little bit. I think.
Bit before your time.
I think it was. I think the transition was either a year or 2 after I started.
It
But when it
was 2003, 2004 was
Yes,
the last.
so I started working in 2004. I think 2000, it was around about then, and it became Football Manager. And then, but it's like, the PC gaming never sold as well as console games, but that was one of the games that you could guarantee you needed a load of.
Still does.
Fucking went, yeah. Oh yeah.
But did you used to have to tell people, because obviously around the time of the split, obviously it was Sega bought Sports Interactive. So
Yeah.
Sports Interactive and Sega got the engine,
Yeah.
but someone else kept the name
Yeah.
of
IDOS.
Championship Manager.
kept the name.
IDOS, that was it, kept the name. So, and it's always just remember, it used to just be, right, Championship Manager used to be good, but now it's shite, but Football Manager's good,
Well,
which is what it used to be.
IDOS kept going for a while with it. They ran with Championship Manager a while, but
I'm
Sega pretty much stomped him out. They fucking curb
Instantly.
stomped him.
It was really well communicated.
It was, yeah. I mean, we didn't have to explain it to people. The worst thing was when people started, it's like, oh, have you got a Steam account? You need Steam to register it, and that's when people started getting a bit narky about it. But then they got dragged into the 21st century and told to shut the fuck up. So there you go.
Right, guess who owns the rights to Championship Manager 15?
Your mum.
Bit harsh.
Well, then, oh.
Square Enix.
You mean IDOS then?
Yeah, I'm going to say,
Yeah.
because Square Enix bought IDOS, you great soft
I know, but it's still going. To be fair, it is now just a mobile game.
Yeah, I'm going to say,
tablet
Yeah,
game.
it stopped
But
for
it's-
quite a while.
It's still going.
thing is,
Arsene Wenger is the face of Championship Manager.
fucking hell.
So a once all glory, great successful franchise is now just a bit run into the ground and needs replacing pretty sharpish. So he's probably the perfect man to be the face of that company.
I'd probably find that funny if I had any concept of what goes on in football.
I'd probably
So-
find that funny if I didn't support Arsenal.
But you're a northerner. Why do you support Arsenal?
Because I used to use them on Championship Manager.
Shut up.
No, really.
Same reason I support the Detroit Red Wings, in all fairness.
I support Sheffield Wednesday properly, but because I always played Championship Manager with my brother, we couldn't both be Sheffield Wednesday. So we could have the one person Sheffield Wednesday, one person a roughly comparable team, but that didn't seem fair. And it's kind of more fun when you start in the Premiership anyway, when you're doing a 2-player game, because otherwise you've got to do both. It's better to start in the low leagues on your own, but doing 2 players, it's better to start roughly there.
Yeah.
So we agreed that we wouldn't be Man U because they were too good. And therefore we got a choice between Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool. And obviously no one wants to be Chelsea because that means you have to be a racist. So, and we're not. So I picked Arsenal, and therefore I now support Arsenal. And my brother picked Liverpool, and therefore he now supports Liverpool. And my mum now pretends to support Liverpool because she likes him more.
So join us next week where it'll be me, Steve, and Andrew's brother.
Yeah. Joining us will be the ghost of Sigmund Freud. Anyway.
But yeah,
it's more into a Football Manager chat than it has a PC chat.
I'm going to say
they're synonymous, to be honest.
They're not, because I can't stand fucking Football Manager. It's
You're not keen on PC gaming either, to be fair.
I like PC gaming to a degree, but I've explained myself, and I have to say it again.
Yes, this is true.
Shut up.
But this week, since I'm reviewing it, and the review will be on the site soon, Total War, that's another PC game that you just don't get that kind of thing on consoles.
It is completely synonymous with PC gaming. They've tried it, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't.
It strikes me as one of those games as well where you need to have a lot of time to dedicate to it. Yeah, you basically, that becomes your career.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. As I was saying to both of you in chat, on Saturday I did sit down at 1 o'clock and I did stand up at 11 p.m.
Jesus, I ain't done that in ages.
And played 10 hours straight of Total War.
See, but I'm assuming with that you literally just got through half of the first opening segment as well.
Yeah, give or take. I'm 15 years in or so.
You see, it's also, again, what we were discussing is like Civ, because I've tried Civ and I can't get my head around it. It's just that kind of game that I want to like, but I'm like, it makes me feel like an idiot. Many games make me feel like an idiot, but it's just Civ and Total War are just. I mean, the closest I got to playing a Civ to any great degree was Civilization Revolution on the Xbox 360, because that was, my first Civilization game, like by Fisher Price, and so
Mesopotamia.
Very good.
That's a Civilization joke for the history fans out there. But yeah, it's that's another great thing about PC gaming is that you get games like that are just impossibly complicated. I mean, Attila Total War has stolen a little bit off Crusader Kings 2. In Crusader Kings, you basically play as a family, and you're trying to build up in kind of Total War style, but it's your family that's the main part. So you can have like a stepbrother who's a dick that you've got to assassinate, and you've got to make sure you've sent your daughters off to marry the right people, and so on and so forth.
Oh.
And the stories that people come up with from that, they just start as little, just a little dukedom in the corner of Britain and end up owning everything. And then there's like Hearts of Iron, is it called?
Oh,
that's
World
War Simulator,
yeah.
And they're like, well, I did this in Italy because there were an army in southern France in the real war, so I knew that if I went around the right, and then there's Europa Universalis, which is just the most complicated. Everything that you find intimidating about Civilization is like not even in there because it's too simple.
It's just I have read various forum threads on Hearts of Iron, not Europa Universalis, because that is like a massive cliff face. It's like trying to chip away at a cliff face with a toothpick. It's just impossible. And so I've read the Hearts of Iron, and the Hearts of Iron sounds obscene. They sound like this. I'm like, the stories, like you said, the stories that come out of it. You go, this sounds fucking great. This sounds like the best thing ever. And then you try and play it, and you go, nope. Nope, 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 nope.
Yeah. I've done both a little bit. At some point, in the most drunk of Steam sale moments. As far as I'm aware, I wasn't drinking heavily at the time, but I must have been. That's the only explanation.
God bless alcohol in the Steam sale.
I bought the Paradox Complete bundle.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't know, Steve.
Why would you do that?
I think it's because it got Ship Simulators Extreme in it. I think that's what happened. I love Ship Simulator Extreme. I tell you what I've done on that game. I've loaded it up. I've selected a cruise liner. I've been in a port in Amsterdam. I've carefully manoeuvred, and I've sunk that fucking boat every single time in that port. I've never been out of the port.
See, that's
half an hour of gaming is like I've done the same half an hour like 4 or 5 times. It's enough. It's just brilliant.
This is another thing that's kind of exciting me about PC gaming, but has kind of had the shine took off it thanks to the Valve and Sony announcements recently, and it's the whole VR headset thing. I thought when an Oculus Rift, I'm thinking it's fucking pie in the sky, flash in the pan. It's not going to mount to anything. It's going to be shit. And then I started watching videos of I'm not sure if it's PC Gamer or IGN, I forget which, of them playing Alien Isolation with an Oculus Rift on.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which sounds amazing. That's like holy shit. And then I watched a video of a guy with a full wheel, stick, pedal setup playing Euro Truck Simulator with an Oculus Rift.
That is genuinely one of my gaming goals for this year. Is American Truck Simulator, because I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm not staying content on Euro Truck Simulator 2. I'm looking for it's coming out soon as well. It might be out. Next week or so.
You've just basically discovered the future of long-distance logistics.
Fucking
remote control trucks.
I swear to God, man, I don't even. I've tried to explain Euro Truck Simulator to people, and they go, "So you drive a truck?" Yes, that's what you do. But it's more than that. It's like you drive a truck without having to drive a truck. It's like, and they go, but it's like any of the simulator games. There's a line, like what was the first one announced for the Valve VR headset? Job Simulator. It's like, right, no, I can go out to a job and do a job and all that. Basically, games are wish fulfillment. I can't drive a big truck because there's like 18 billion gears and I need a license and training and to be belligerent and hate my family, so I spend most of the time away from them. However, in Euro Truck Simulator, I can drive a truck from Birmingham to Dusseldorf or wherever and listen to Belgian dubstep.
Oh, that's the best
thing.
That's another thing that I'm genuinely looking forward to with American Truck Simulator. I bet there's some cracking Southern American radio stations.
I bet you there has got to be a radio station that's got like proper evangelistic preachers of a I don't know, electronic Christian rock. That'd be amazing.
Oh, there's going to be stations of just Kid Rock on repeat.
Kid Rock 24/7.
When you go through, when you drive through Detroit, it's
perpetuity. It's like Kid Rock mixed with Insane Clown Posse. Oh Jesus!
But that announcement, the Valve Job Simulator thing. Do you know what exactly that reminded me of? That episode of The Simpsons, where Marge's trying to get 2 kids to go outside and do the gardening. They don't want to, and end up going to the arcades and playing Gardening Simulator on the VR thing. That's exactly what Valve have done.
Yeah, well, it's not Valve, is it? It's the
HTC, isn't it?
Alchem, is it?
Oh yeah, but whatever. But in terms of for the Valve headset, it's all the same.
But so the whole and like the Project Morpheus thing. You've
got to make a decision, haven't you, of which one you're going to go for.
It's Project Morpheus for me, and I'll tell you why. Because I somehow managed to end up on Polygon. Don't ask me how, but there was an article on there about why Project Morpheus will be more important than the Valve headset and the Oculus Rift.
Was it explained with pie charts, by the way?
Pie charts, graphs, and little stickers.
Yeah, that's definitely Polygon then.
Shh, bitch. But no, one of the very good points was is if you buy the Morpheus headset, then you don't need to fuck about with your PS4. That's it. You buy the headset, it works with your PS4. You don't have to mess with set upgrading it. You don't have to mess with anything else. And that's kind of, the whole. It kind of ties in with the whole thing of PC gaming. Is that PC gaming is a continuous race to keep it upgraded and to keep it, ahead of the game if you're that serious about it. And so, the fact that you don't have to do any of that with the Morpheus headset is a massive boon. I didn't read any more of it because the design of the site makes me want to scoop my eyeballs out with an ice cream scoop. So I gave it up as a bad job. But I thought that was a very valid point.
It is. It's something that it's really badly timed. I might have said this before on here, that this era of consoles has come about 2 years too early for it to be the best time.
We've generally said this, yeah, we have, yeah.
Because, I'm not sure if you said it in so many words, but they're just not quite powerful enough for this whole culture that's appearing, this Oculus Rift powered future. If the PS4 was coming out this Christmas, and the Xbox One was coming out this Christmas as well, they'd both have enough power to be able to run VR without a worry, because we've just had that leap that's made it possible. And it's something that I think Morpheus is going to have a problem with, because I'm just not sure if it can run games that look like PS4 games whilst being twice as fast as PS4 games. It's a hell of a jump to make.
Yeah, it's so, does it not having to mess about with the PS4, whereas, you upgrade your graphics card and your memory and your processor and all that, and you get as long as the base technology is there in the VR headset and the Oculus Rift, the panels are high enough res or whatever. Because, I don't understand all that. I don't understand 4K. I don't get it. It's something that doesn't interest me. I don't give a crap, which is why I play all the big AAA games on a console. If I wanted to play them on the PC, I'd buy a PC and I'd play them on the PC, but I can't be bothered. I just can't be arsed. It's too much grief.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. My monitor's slightly shit. The monitor I spend 10 hours for in front of that.
You see,
it's average at best. Not 1080p for a start.
Well, the thing is, I don't think you need to spend. Football Manager will look great on it. But no, I mean, I do a lot of artwork and stuff, and so my monitor, I wanted a decent monitor. But the thing is, you don't have to spend a fortune to get a decent monitor. And seeing as you're looking at it, you really should get a better one.
It's just I can't really upgrade the monitor without having to upgrade again in the internals, because I'm not sure everything will run at 1080p, and I want to make the big leap to Super VR PC rather than spending any more on this one.
Yeah, so you literally now just waiting for the moment to just go bin all that and up we go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be this year for me. Is going to be saving to make Super PC.
Yeah, mine's a case of memory's not a problem. I can get more memory. I do need more memory, and I've just bought. I said just about 3 or 4 months ago, I bought a monster graphics card, but as far as I'm aware, and this is it, I can never find a solid basis for any kind of, because it's all conjecture and you get a lot of people who prefer one thing over another. It's like I've not found any solid basis for upgrading from the i5 to an i7 just yet.
It might be worth it for you for graphics, for art stuff, but not for games.
No.
There's literally no point in an i7 for games.
The one thing that, this is what confuses me.
For now.
That's going to change. Everything confuses me. In all fairness, I don't know what
the goalposts are this big, then they're this big, and we know.
I don't get it. I done a quick look today for the game LA Cops. There we go. That'll be live on the site by the time you listen to this. I played a game.
Done game.
Man, play game.
Jesus.
Man, play a game. He's on Vita. 10 out of 10.
Whoa! It's on PC. 9 out of 10.
PC 5 out of 10. What? Don't quantify. What?
Yeah, I've done a quick look thingy of LA Cops. So I wanted to try out some broadcasting from the PC, and I picked up a XSplit. Is it? I think it's the one I went for in the end that Twitch suggested to me. Didn't actually do it to Twitch, just done it live to the computer, recorded it to the computer, which is great. So I played that, and then what confused me, I was just going through it all, and I was doing a little bit of editing, and then I read something afterwards, an article about graphics cards, and looking at going, mine's mid-tier, I think it is. And I'm going, right, so if I upgrade the graphics card, that would probably, if I leave it 3 years and then get another mid-tier graphics card, it's obviously going to be better than what I've got now, and I could probably get one for 100, 150 quid or something like that. That's fine. But my processor, I don't get my processor, apart from apparently it's really good for doing spreadsheets. Is 8 cores going to be something that lasts me longer term than my graphics card does? Or am I looking at going, there's 150 quid on a graphics card, but I'm also going to need a new motherboard and a new processor, in which case I'm better off just getting a new PC on the whole.
I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it, because by the time it comes that your processor's irrelevant, you will be buying a new PC anyway, so just don't fret about it.
No, but I mean time frame wise, it's because the i7's 4 cores.
Hang on, I'll just ask future Andrew again. Future Andrew, come back, tell us the information.
Tell us everything about the future of PC gaming, so Brad can stop shitting himself over his 8 cores.
No,
are they good 8 cores, or are they rubbish 8 cores? Are the 8 cores better than 2 4 cores, or are the 4 cores better than 2 8 cores? Oh Jesus, his brain's bleeding out of his nose.
See, they might, for as much as I know about this, they might just be acorns. And I've just misheard someone. You know,
there's every chance your computer's powered by acorns.
My old one was.
A gerbil on a wheel inside.
The gerbil and the wheel on the old one's got a smoker's cough because of the bloody dust.
So a genuine tip here. This is a genuine Gamestyle tip. You want to have the fans pointing into your computer rather than out of your computer, because that means it becomes airtight and the dust can't get in, so it stays cool.
I don't know. I didn't build my other computer. I bought it off someone. But this has just got water cooling. What the fuck is water cooling?
Yeah, we don't know why you've got water cooling.
Water cooling.
No, but what is water cooling? Why?
You've got the strangest computer on earth. That's the real takeaway from this. It's like they were drunk when they made your PC. They're like, I'll have one of those. I'll have one of those. I'll have one of those. I've run out of money.
It's like basically what Andrew's saying is that your PC is the equivalent of a post-club night pizza, and you go to the pizza place and say, I want a pizza, and I'll have water everything on top, but that'll be rancid. I don't care, I just want water everything.
But I've only got a £5.
I've got a £5. Go on. Could my pizza run Football Manager?
So basically, I've just got a really, really great shit PC.
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
That's what it boils down to.
It could be worse. You could have bought it from Dell or somebody, and then you won't be able to upgrade it at all.
I know that I don't buy from Dell.
Never buy
from Dell. Even though they own Alienware now, who used to be good, but they're not anymore.
This laptop I'm doing this on's an Alienware one, and for ages you couldn't update graphics drivers because if you use the third-party graphics drive, like the NVIDIA graphics drivers, there was a chance that it wouldn't work, and so you had to wait for Dell to update the graphics drivers, which they didn't do for like a year and a half. Thanks for that.
Similar to the way mobile phones work, that they just upgrade certain bits when they feel like it.
Pretty much.
See, but what is water cooling, though?
Why
is there water?
A reverse radiator. Shut up.
A reverse radiator?
Yeah.
Basically, it makes the water cool, then it goes and sits the water on top of the processor, so the processor can't get hot, and then when the water gets warm, it gives it new water.
But where does it get the water from?
It just goes round in a circle. You don't need an infinite amount of water.
Does it not evaporate?
No, because it's in pipes.
It's hermetically sealed, Bradley. Oh Jesus, we're not finishing this frickin' podcast on your bloody stupid PC
of drunkenness.
Of drunk pizza PC.
But the real takeaway from this
pizza, I like it.
See what I did there? um, is that this year is probably going to be one of the best ever in PC gaming.
It's going to be, if nothing else, it will be super interesting. It's going to be even from not an overly tech, because Nvidia have just announced their biggest, most dynamic, super mega GPU or something. I don't give a fuck about that, but PC gaming, there's a lot of stuff coming.
I mean the things that I said about earlier, the code stuff being free now is just a massive, massive difference. It's going to be, because I mean, people who wanted to code something could, but it's now going to be kind of, why not just try it? And you'll get some people that have just tried it that will make something really cool.
Well, what it's going to do... Go on.
And on the other end, you've got the ridiculous new superpower VR nuclear-powered PCs to run it. We can do whatever we want, supercomputers. And having both at once is a really, really strange thing to happen.
Yeah, what I see happening this year and next year, I think the public perception about what an indie game is going to change massively.
I really should have written an article about this, shouldn't I? I really should have done.
Well, yeah, it's not like I've got anything else to do, so crack on.
It's not that... 8 reviews to get written up.
Yes, I know. That was the joke, Bradley. Thank you.
Yeah, but it wasn't
That's an inside joke. Not everyone else knows that.
That wasn't my joke. My joke was I did that Birth of Gaming thing, which said specifically that indie games are going.
We're so caught up in our own meta-ness, we don't get our own fucking jokes. Oh,
check out my Birth of Gaming article again, please, because that is the point, that these things are going to be. It's going to be really possible to make massive games cheaply, and it's going to be really possible for big developers to do small, interesting things with VR, because the stuff that people are showing off for VR so far is just, it's like Amiga demos. That's the sort of thing that's appearing. It's just Opera. There's a lot of Opera appearing on VR so far. And I've not seen Opera in games since Amiga demos. There was quite a lot of Opera in Amiga demos.
I did get a game about an opera. What was the game I got about an opera? It was from one of the indie bundles. Something about opera at the end.
But,
I've probably got it as well, then.
No, and this is the thing. It's like the big stuff doesn't. Again, going back to it, the big stuff doesn't interest me. It's the small things. The small games. The games that could probably run on a PC that's a third as powerful as what mine is.
See, I finally got to play the Stanley Parable, and
I love that.
My god, I get it now.
I need to play that. I haven't played that. Anyway,
it's like 2 hours.
Karma Flow, the rock opera video game.
Oh yeah, I remember
good.
pointing to that. I've not played it, obviously. But yeah. Anyway, what have we got coming up on the site this week? Now we've agreed that PC gaming is brilliant.
We've got reviews for console games.
We've got reviews for PC games as well.
To be fair, we've got a lot of PC stuff coming up. Now that I've moved and I've got time, I am gonna work on that Victor Vran thing.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a Carmageddon Let's Play coming up.
I have got Attila written, and that will be up sometime later this week. And Dear God, which A, has got the best name phonetically, and B,
you know what?
I'm loving it so far.
I've only seen it written down, and it never actually occurred that it was Dear God. Never occurred.
Dear God, I said it earlier. I was talking about it at work. And
you are going to have a pun in there, aren't you?
Dear God. Oh, it's going to be the craziest review I've ever written. It's amazing.
Cool.
I'm literally asking people for resources so I can make it slightly better. It's a lovely game. It's like Sonic, but with Metroid, but with deer. It's brilliant.
You see, I'm interested. I'm going to have to go and look at that.
Get it.
You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it.
I'm not going to lie, we've got to do some multiplayer, Andrew, because I did steal the second code that came with the email. But yeah, it is amazing. I don't care if there's a freaking embargo. It is bloody amazing, and everyone needs to play that when it comes out.
It's out.
Is it officially out? I thought it was still early access.
No, it came out on Friday.
Yeah, it's been out about a week. Yeah, I thought about 6 days.
Okay, you're late with your review, Andrew.
You didn't give it me until after it had come out. But that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And I've got Homeworld as well, which I've just started playing, and it's like Homeworld, which is a massive surprise. Good times.
What's your opinion on the artwork? Because a lot of people have said the new updated graphics make it lose a lot of charm and personality.
Sounds like nostalgia to me.
Swings and roundabouts, really. I think it probably looks better now, but I can also see No, I'm going to say it looks better. I'm going to stick to that. It's going to look better.
Fair enough. I decided to pick up a couple of early access games. I think I've chose okay. I've got Toxic.
That's the crazy FPS, yes.
That's the one that I showed you earlier, where I was top and I finished top against no one.
Whilst trying to work out how to walk around using a keyboard.
Oh god, So why have we got no viewers? What? Eh?
It's also I've got remember Yay or Nay? Do you remember our Yay or Nay feature?
Hang on. We've got breaking news. It's just come through on the Q&A. Breaking news. Apparently EA has shut down Maxis whilst we've been online, which seems slightly harsh.
Okay.
Just because we're online? It is really harsh.
I think that it's please don't ever talk about PC games ever again. We'll shut someone down.
I think we need to shut up because otherwise we're going to get other shit shut down.
But yeah, just to finish off, I've got a yay or nay for the first Call of Duty DLC. I've got a review for I can't pronounce it. Yuma Breath of Light on Xbox One.
What an EA sentence that is.
Wow.
Absolute EA bastards.
Go on.
I'll just read this out. It's from Kotaku. EA shut it down, the long rooms, blah, 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 blah. Though the Maxis brand will carry on, the studio that most people knew as Maxis is no more. To quote EA, today we are consolidating. I'm just going to emphasize that word, consolidating. Consolidating Maxis IP development to our studios in Redwood Shores, Salt Lake City, Helsinki, and Melbourne, as we close our location in Emeryville. We're consolidating it to 4 different places. Good work, EA.
That's the opposite of consolidating, by my knowledge.
As far as I'm aware, that's just the wrong word. We've got this place, so let's put it everywhere. That'll be better.
So what we don't want is EA to get into debt management.
EA. How do they do it every single time? Every single time they buy someone, especially when it's a PC someone, they end up doing some stupid thing like that.
They end up crushing it and destroying it, don't they? So hopefully...
It's not just fucking EA.
No, hang on, I've got a point here.
No, you don't.
What we really need is EA to buy 22 cans and Peter Molyneux and do what they should have done first time around.
No, because Peter Molyneux will spin it somehow. And
no, I mean literally crush him and kill him. At this point, lawyers would like to say we don't actually need to kill and crush Peter Molyneux.
I've got to add another bit of this statement because I know quite a lot of our viewers will take this quite seriously. They'll be worrying. These changes do not impact our plans for The Sims. Players will continue to see rich new experiences in The Sims 4, with our first expansion pack coming soon, along with a slate of additional updates and content in the pipeline. God, how can you release a press release that says, oh, we're shutting down that brilliant studio because we've consolidated it to every corner of the globe? But don't worry, new Sims expansion pack, you'll love that. Oh, PC gaming, it's dead.
Oh God, I think we should go before more badness happens.
Yeah, no, we're done. I don't know what we're talking about next week.
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
We won't know at the time either, to be fair.
No,
No, but we stayed on track. We actually stayed on track for the entire show, bar pizza talk and
everything else.
DVDs. We spoke about DVD players, but
it's quite a long time with DVD players. But yeah, tune in next week.
Next week
we'll talk about that again. Probably.
I'm sure something will have happened in the next 7 days.
If you have got to the end, and some of you have, which is always good, if you have got to the end, be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and tell everybody about us on YouTube, because the more subscribers we get, the better our views go, and we might do more stuff that's actually got some quality to it.
And subscribe to us on iTunes as well.
And alright, I'm getting there.
Oh God, Brad, you're such a rubbish host. Hurry up.
Be okay if you didn't interrupt me. Yep, subscribe to us on iTunes. You can find us on Facebook by searching for us on Facebook. We're at Gamestyle on Twitter. And we're Gamestyle 1 on Twitch. We're on Instagram as Gamestyle 1 as well. We're all over social media.
And we'll see you next week.
We will. See you next week, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.